Once called Carolina's Stadium, it now goes by Bank of America Stadium. Or more simply, the Vault, as we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today, there's an NFC fighting storm between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Carolina Panthers. We've got ourselves a fight in this one to get back above 500. Week 3 is underway. Here's a return from the 7. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake. He finds Brown right side. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach the 2nd down. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he takes this up to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 4 on the play.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
Third down from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they couldn't throw for it on 3rd down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
And he drives this one into the pouring rain. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. And first carry now for Jonathan Brooks. He's going to keep his balance long enough to get ahead for a gain of 5. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I'd like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. He won't be able to get past the line, and very quickly, Brock, they're going to be facing 3rd down to begin this ball game.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Into the hands of Leggett. Lee is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that's good for a Panthers first.
That's good for a Panthers first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And he manages to find a little traction on that soaked field as he fights forward for a couple. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. All right, partner testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is
to win it. Short pass brought in. And the hit is made, so they bent to the competition, but they didn't break, Brock, as they force this 4th down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Don't want to punt from here, but too far for a field goal as well. They're going for it here.
19.
They're going to throw for it on 4. And it's a turnover to begin their game. That's incomplete on fourth, and it's going to go over on downs.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't get it. Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too long for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision-making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Going to the ground again on first. He takes it down to the 33. They gain 11 on that play. That'll be good for a Philadelphia 1st down.
Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
1st down now, ball at the 33. He's dropping back to throw. That's caught with Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Has it at the 7. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
At the 6-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket.
You know, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane, and then you're looking for that 1st down marker. You found one of the two, but the defense and that effort swarming after him, well, denies the 1st down.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Back to throw. He's got it in the end zone, but he can't get the feet down. Oh, that throw just took him a little bit too far, Brock. That's going to be incomplete. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you're already committed to going for it on 4th, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Xavier Leggett. They'll bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30. Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. Breaks through and breaks away. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's going to bring up a Carolina 1st down. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's looking from Texas, hauling it in. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Panthers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Let's go now. 19.
Trying to throw this from the gun. He's going deep this time. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's second down.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Okay, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, you got to find a way to win.
Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Third and long for him here. Checks this one down. Hubbard. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
So they'll be facing second and goal coming up as we reach the end of one. 7-0 is our score. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. Time for our second quarter here, and the Panthers are thinking points. Heads out on the bootleg. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they can't connect, so that's incomplete. Been favoring their back this drive. Let's see if it's going to continue now on third down.
Okay, we've seen this running back pretty busy here early on in the passing game, and not just with checkdowns. You could tell this was going to be part of the game plan, and I don't think one incompletion here to him is going to deter that effort.
Anticipating the pass, defense out there in dime. It's third and goal. Dropping back to throw. Caught just shy of the goal line. He has the Carolina touchdown. The Panthers start to fight back with their first points of this game. Xavier Legette with the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Panthers tie this game 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. On the return, here's Price. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Design bootleg here. Connects on the crosser. And he has him right near midfield here. It's like about a yard short. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. J.C. Horn to pick it up. And the Panthers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So 2nd down coming up.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
19 Tigers and 70 Lions.
He's going to throw this one. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Air it out on third. Oh, missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's fourth down.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
It's fielded at the 14. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Barkley. And he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Then lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
It's a screen to Barkley. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Now a pause to attend to an injured player, and this is a worrying sight. It is Saquon Barkley who was hurt on the play. 3rd and 4 coming up now. He'll look to throw. This one's caught. Smith has it. And he stopped cold at the spot. We'll keep paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 32. They'll run this with Bigsby. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Pass play coming here. A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. Trevin Wallace has it. So not only is he unable to learn from the mistake on the previous drive, Brock, defense actually forces him into another mistake on the very next drive.
You know what? I'm actually going to look at this on the positive because there's nothing nice to say about the quarterback playing those decisions. But this defense doesn't just settle for the one interception. Nope. They smell some blood in the water, and they're going after it.
This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on this very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And for the 2nd straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go, and let that pass rush get home.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
So far, this script, well, it's dictated some early looks for this running back, and now you're seeing the adjustment defensively. Not so easy on those checkdowns. Nowhere for that ball to go.
And it'll be touchdown a little before the 20. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Here's the long back on the handoff. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
That's the kind of yardage. It's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Looking for his back, but it will not find him. That's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
know that you and I love, Kate, looking at plays, discussing them, and all the different outlets and checkdowns, and usually there's a completion to be had, but not against this defense, not on that one.
3rd and long, they're going to throw. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Trayvon Merrick has it. And the Panthers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Oh, man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Here's a throw. Throwing deep towards the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That was Tataroa McMillan he was looking for. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And 4th and 4 coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Looks like they're going to line up and go for this. 4th and 4. They'll throw for it. That finds Pittman, complete. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's going to be a 20-yard hit on 4th down, Brock. That keeps this drive moving. And you keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. In the red zone on 1st. Once more into the hands of Pittman.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
Let's go now. Ready?
Zone read, they'll give it to Hubbard. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Not much scoring to this point since we've reached our 2-minute warning. More coming up from Bank of America Stadium, though. Stick around. 3rd down and 2 here. The offense coming to the line for its 7th play of this drive.
Go, go.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. And he scores. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers get some late points and the lead. This is Fitzgerald trying to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Panthers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. He's brought down just inside the 25. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And 1st down only gets about a yard here, and the defender there to force him out. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap, they'll throw. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Finds him over the middle. Good job defensively here to contain the pass. This is going to be 4th down. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. The Eagles are in punt formation. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. And a sure-handed play there in the rain. He brings in the fair catch without a problem.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Now come out throwing. Chased out to his right. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Catch is made down the right sideline. He's going to be pushed out up near that 40-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
First and 10, looking to throw. Cut down the field. We get to the house. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers grow their lead just before halftime. Xavier Legette with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers double their lead to 14. Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Motion man left is Brown. 1st down, a run with Barkley. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. I love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Give some credit to the defense on that one. We don't see him get fooled into making the wrong read very often in the RPO. That's why the RPO, in fact, is part of their game to begin with. He normally makes the right call. He didn't do it there.
And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. They'll throw, 3rd and long. Big strike downfield to Coleman. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
To throw here on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Still sticking with the passing game. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Throw left side, complete. And that's a solid stop there to limit the damage. Gave up some, but it's still fourth down. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Now, you kind of understand this one, right? Would have been a long field goal in the rain, but instead of trying that, they're going to go for it. Nice caught. He's got ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break.
42-yard attempt.
Elliott connects there, and that'll get him back to 11.
And with those 3 points, you just dig yourself out of a little bit of a hole. You know, coming out of halftime, you've got to firmly be in comeback mode.
So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
At their own 35-yard line.
One last play before the break. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this first half. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. The Gets with a return here. Ooh, a big lick from the coverage team there. That is going to stop things before they can get it to the 30. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. The tackle. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10. It's Hubbard. Allen continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Passing now on 2nd and 10. And this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's 3rd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
To the air on 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Handoff headed right. Barkley. And they force him out after just 2 yards there. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts, with a very minimal gain.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Pass play now. Well, right side, caught by Smith. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4. And they're going to throw out of the gun. And they pick him off again! Trevin Wallace has it! And the Panthers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no doubt they envision that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Let's set up the screen. It's Hubbard. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Second and 10. Need something positive here.
Let's go now. 19, try.
Now looking to throw. Oh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Kate, as soon as this quarterback broke containment, I know your eyes and my eyes went the same place. Can you find a big play down the field? Unfortunately, there was not one to be had.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll air it out on 3rd. Looking for the end zone and a deep shot. He's got it. He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Here we go.
Brooks. Can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Going power with a big tight end. And he's in for the touchdown. The Panthers parlay the interception into points. This is Fitzgerald trying to tack on the extra point. Got a good play in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Panthers push their lead to 18. Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. In a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Running right, hits Barkley. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
Well, you often see some mix, some high percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep the defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation, a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Yes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Finds Brown right side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right in the double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Fields this at the 18. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. New set of downs for him from the 31.
Let's go. Let's go.
This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Throwing on seconds. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure, earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throw here, 3rd down. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Carolina in punt formation. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. Pulled in at the 20. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. 1st and 10 from the 32. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he is stumped with authority there, but that stump came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that 1st down. One play in and they are already close to midfield. 1st down and they go right back to it. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. They're going to try and throw it here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. All set now, 1st and 10. They give up the guts of Bigsby. He's out in the clear. Down to the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Begets with a return here. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
Tag. Cougar 19. Let's go.
Rolling from the gun here. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Pete, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass, it was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Back to throw now. Short pass brought in. Here he goes again. And he will get this inside the 30.
A gain of 41 yards on the play. That's good for a Panthers first down. First and 10.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And they will stop him at the line on what proves to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. The Panthers have set themselves up for the victory, Bronk. Now just need to carry this lead through to the final whistle. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Rocco 80.
Hubbard again. Escapes the defender. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 6 yards, the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting their boost. He busts those tackles.
They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
At the 22-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
On comes Ryan Fitzgerald and the Panthers field goal team here on 4th down. It's a 39-yarder from the left hash. Fitzgerald sends this through. And that extends their lead to 14.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. Touchdown and field goals, not going to get it done anymore.
Ryan Fitzgerald kicking off for Carolina.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Finds Barkley underneath. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
He has this down to the 34. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
First down. It's a gain of 25 yards. And an Eagle first down.
Back to throw. It's a screen to Barkley. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Well, this is the type of game you've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He's going to throw it again. Throw left side, caught by Brown. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
And an Eagles first down. It's a gain of 6. First down, Eagles.
They are throwing it again. It is caught left side. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 7.
Throwing it again here.
At the 15-yard line.
And almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked off, partner. As he continues making risky decisions with the football.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Complete beyond the marker. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. He gets with a return here. This makes it up to the 25.
Ready up.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Got to it right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10. Setting up to throw. Back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. 2 great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for 3rd down.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Got to cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or 2 and 3rd downs critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And a big hit on the return to stop it cold.
At their own 32-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 32. Running is Barkley. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
They go to Barkley again. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, my casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Heads out on the bootleg. They'll get this one to Brown. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
You know, kid, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your counter. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
That's his back. Here's Barkley. Now here he goes down the right sideline. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. He gets with a return here. He stopped on the run back of the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Panthers look just about ready. First and 10. Carried by Brooks to start the drive. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Panthers first.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Going to the ground again on first. And he manages to find a little traction on that search field as he fights forward for a couple. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
He's going to throw it. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. But he's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Let's go.
He'll throw it. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And they come up big on 3rd down there with the sack. Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. First and 10 from the 32. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's able to stay on his feet through that run, at least until the tackle stops him. He picked up close to 4. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Charlotte. Eagles with a little more work to do to win it here. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Back to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
Toss play to Barkley. That is exactly why you rally to the football. Got through one tackle, but the next guy gets him for a loss. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Setting up to pass. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. Throwing now. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up. Punt team on the field. And he'll try to hit this one well. the return gets far. Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Shut up.
He'll look to throw it. Look at that power, deep left side. He's got it deep downfield. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers jump in front late. Xavier Legette with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Saquon Barkley, the intended target. And it's going to be 2nd down. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Bronk. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
And for one of the few times this game, Brock, the target his way does not connect. It's incomplete. Well, they've got to figure things out on 3rd down.
That's just simply one of those situations, Kate, where I think you and I got to tip our cap to the defense. Really took away everybody. There was no outlet, and only an incompletion could be had.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. Now to throw. And really, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they're still going to have one left at their disposal. They've got to go for it in this spot, Brock. This is 4th down. Desperation time here. Trying to push deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
On 1st down, here comes Brooks. And they get him for a loss. That's a big one, Brock, and might see them burn a timeout. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Gave away a couple on the 1st down run. Now it's going to be 2nd and 12. Hubbard trying this up the gut. And he finds just enough daylight for a 5-yard gain. It's 3rd down. Philadelphia's going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. They run again with Hubbard. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. Big field goal try coming up here for Ryan Fitzgerald. It's a 39-yarder. Fitzgerald sends this through. And that will push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
That kick right there, Kate, it was a crucial one that really just caused their odds of winning this game to jump substantially. Now we've got a 2-score game. leaves no room for error for this opposing offense as they prepare to take the field.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Flush down now to his left. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Kate, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction, but how well the defense had that one covered.
No luck finding his receiver that time. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense